everybody, before the video starts, just a quick reminder that you could take guitar or bass lessons with me at theartofguitar.com or theartofbass.com. So enjoy the video. Thanks. Hey everybody, it's Mike here from The Art of Guitar. I'm finally here with the next Guitar Collection series video. It's been a while since the last one, but I really wanted to do this one up well because it contains some of my favorite guitars. I mean, they all do, but this one has some real gems, if you will. Pardon the pun, you'll find out later why. Just like the other videos, I'm not going to be going into super crazy depth as far as details go for each guitar. I'm going to save that for when I do my brutally honest review videos for each one. But what I really want to focus on is what I like most about each guitar, because obviously that's why they're part of the collection. There is going to be one guitar, though, that I am going to be giving away for an auction. It's like a silent auction that's coming up for a friend. And I'll put the details underneath the video here today, just so if you're interested, you could check it out. Okay, let's get right into it. So this St. Vincent Goldie guitar is something I ended up getting around the pandemic times. I remember waiting a while for it because I first bought the red colored version and I brought it home and I played it and I loved it. But I kept really thinking, you know, I really want the gold one just because obviously it's insane. It has a figured roasted maple neck. And if you can see the backside here, it's pretty intense looking. What's really cool about this fretboard are the inlays. Every time I look at them, they kind of make me feel like I'm a little bit cross-eyed because they've got sort of a strange figure 8 happening, but they look pretty sweet. And I played this on stage, sadly only one time. I was so excited after I bought it that I'm just like, I'm going to use this in my Heart tribute band. And I only used it for a couple songs that needed a dive, you know, a couple dive bombs in the song. So I used it for Barracuda and it worked out really great. So this Music Man custom floating tremolo system is rock solid. Every time I've used it, it's gone right back into tune. Another cool feature are these 3 humbuckers. They're mini humbuckers, and you've got a switch right here, so you can go 5-way switch, so you can get a lot of different combinations out of it. But for the most part, I'm going to keep it extreme all the way to the back or the front. This thing's a lot of fun when you're doing more experimental guitar. It just lends itself to it. The headstock's a little bit strange because you have 2 of the, you know, tuning knobs on one side, then it jumps to 4 on the other. When I was on stage tuning, I would start turning the top of the headstock. I'm like, oops. Let's add some distortion to that weird flangey tone I just had, just for fun. I remember I was playing the solo to Barracuda on this thing, and I went to the front pickup, and I didn't realize how thick it was going to sound. It was pretty intense. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this guitar because I've already done a video about it, and it was titled something like, "How did this become my favorite guitar?" Something like that. Anyhow, this is a replacement to my other Jackson that got stolen out of my storage space. The old Jackson had this cherry tree design on it. This one does not have that. It actually used to kind of scratch my forearm whenever I played it, so I just left it off this time. But I still have the Donnie Darko sticker, which, by the way, was on the other guitar as well, the Goldie. I just love that movie, and I love the Scary Rabbit. Anyhow, this guitar is still one of my favorites because there's so many things about it that bring me back to when I really wanted a Jackson when I was a kid. It's got the shark fin inlays, which I really love. And I love how the headstock is sharp and it points downward. I'm a big fan of the downward point. Whenever it points up, it seems weird to me. It seems like it's more of a weapon than a guitar, but I love the feel of the downward headstock. In the video, I talk about how this guitar is very customized because it's a mid-range Jackson. It's not like a soloist that you'd pay $2,000 for. It's actually more around $800. The reason I do that is because I love to buy mid-range guitars usually and fix them up and soup them up. So it's got a brand new bridge. This is actually a Floyd Rose. As far as pickups go, I replaced 2 of them. So the humbucker here is a TB4. I got all these details from my luthier mic. So, and then there's a cool rail in the front. I left the middle one standard just because I never really use it. In fact, I take a screwdriver and I make sure it's pushed all the way down because I don't want it to interfere with my picking. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. I do use this one the most live. The other guitar that I use the most live right now is the SG. That was wild. When it comes to actually playing fast and shredding and doing all those, licks that I have to do live, I really feel like this neck is the best fit for what I do. I also love the simplicity of this guitar, just a tone knob and a volume. And, I do a lot of volume swells. And this thing does, get a lot of abuse because I use it so much. I just do a ton of that kind of stuff, the cello swells during some of the songs. And so it does get a lot of use. So I got this mostly because I had a student come in one time and his dad's pretty wealthy and his dad loves guitars. And he got him one of these John Mayer signature Strats. This one's from 2007. And I remember hearing him play it and it just had this scooped out real SRV sound to it. He let me play it and I was just in love with it. So as soon as I was able to, I bought one for myself because you know how we switched over to the PRS headstock one? Which I actually had, but I gave it to my nephew. It was the Silver Sky one. This one to me fits my style a little bit more. I'm more of an SRV type dude. And I used to play a lot of SRV covers. And this thing just feels so perfect and sounds so perfect if I have the right setup for that kind of stuff. Check out this front pickup. Pretty wild, isn't it? There's a lot of buzz going on in my studio. So I'm going to be using the out of phase setting quite a bit. Plus that gives you the real, Stratty kind of sound. I really love giving Strats the Voodoo Child kind of test just because you really could see what a guitar is made out of when you play that song. There's so many extremes going on, Another good one is probably Mary Had a Little Lamb. What's so great about this guitar is it has these little safeguards in it. So not only does it sound and feel really great to play, but you'll notice that the trem system's really stiff. I mean, there are 5 freaking springs in the back, and I could fix that. I could totally get rid of that. But it keeps it in such great tune that I don't dare change up anything. Whenever I do the really hard, you got to push really hard to get this thing to dip, obviously, with all those springs. But it stays true, I played this live a few times, and it got to the point where it's just like, man, this thing will never go out of tune, no matter what. You guys could probably tell I love dependability when it comes to guitars. So these are called Big Dipper pickups, and that's what gives it that big scoop. I always think of the dip, like the mid scoop dip, if you will, and it gives it that real gritty. Back when I played in a 3-piece band and we did a lot of country, a lot of blues, a lot of ZZ Top, this would have been so perfect for that. Wish I had this back then. I had one kind of like it. It was, what was it called? A Roadhouse Strat. That thing ruled, but this thing is kind of like the big daddy of that. Okay, so that is the John Mayer signature. See the signature at the top? Stratocaster. Glad to have it, and I'm glad my nephew has the PRS version because that fits him a little bit more. Okay, everybody, I've done a video on this guitar as well. Hopefully it fits on the screen there. It's kind of huge. But it's funny because I've done so many guitar videos that I have to check sometimes before I'm going to do another one to make sure I hadn't already done that. This thing kind of speaks for itself. It's insanity personified. I knew I had to get it ever since I grew up, hearing Hotel California and seeing actually some live footage of them playing. And this guitar just stands out on stage. It looks so cool. I'm a huge white guitar lover. As you guys know, I have tons of white guitars. This thing is massive in all senses, as far as, having the two necks and just the size of it. But the best news of this is everybody is always like, hey, doesn't it have terrible neck dive? To tell you the truth, when you sit with it, it's not bad. The Epiphones, I think, are way worse. And if you wear a strap and stand up, it stays like this. So that was a huge relief for me because I hate neck dive like a lot of people do. I really love the sound of these pickups on the 6-string half of this thing. Actually, both sets are great. But when you play leads on these pickups, it just has this vintage quality to it. Isn't that a great tone coming out for distortion? Totally would love to use just the 6-string side of this for a lot of recording because of that. Live, it's a little too cumbersome. I did use it once live, and it just was such a big deal. Half the time when I was talking to my friends and everybody at the venue, I was looking on stage to make sure it was still there. Because, this thing, I think I can retire on it once I sell it. I don't want to sell it, so never mind. So let me switch now. Let me go to the 12-string side. Okay, now if I play the 6-string side, which is not plugged in, you could still hear the resonance coming through the 12 strings, which is kind of cooler actually. Let's try it with some distortion. That is so sweet. This is so fun making this video right now. I do feel like a kid on Christmas. Okay, let's go to the guitar that I'm going to be doing the silent auction for. I'm not doing the silent auction, but I'm giving it to them to do the auction, so. One of the prettiest guitars I own, just this blue Ibanez with the maple neck. Just really has this pop to it, because if it was actually a rosewood neck, I don't feel like it would have the same appeal, to me at least. I like the pale colored neck with the dark body, and then in the right lighting you can see the blue, the vines and everything coming through. I think that was a really great aesthetic choice, is to have a clear pickguard, even though it would look great if it was, maybe black or something, but to really get the most out of the bodywork, the paint job, having a clear one is great. These are Gravity Storm pickups. Now, it's kind of a funny story, but what I was going to do was I was going to buy the same pickups that my other gem has, my white one, and I thought that'd be great, to have those pickups in this guitar, because I thought that these pickups were a little bit more muddy sounding, and then I thought about it. I'm like, if I'm going to have two gems, why do I want them to have the same tone? Maybe I want the bright cutting, the real sharp sounding one, which is the white and gold one, and this one could be more of that mid-range, kind of more grungier sounding gem. I'm actually going to see Dream Theater Thursday. I'm super excited. But anyway, you can see it's got that great Ibanez clean sound. The neck is very slick and playable, just like my Jackson. This one fits my hands really well as well. I love doing the Steve Vai record trick where you do the trem bar and go. So I'm going to add some distortion now so you can hear the pickups that way. Anyhow, I can't play this one very long because I'm falling in love with it again. And, I'm glad it's going to a good cause, but, this thing just feels so good on my, on my lap, in my arms. It's just perfectly balanced. It's the premium series. It has the Edge 02 tremolo, I believe. I didn't look too deeply into the details, but this thing stays in great tune. Is it sacrilege to play Satriani on a Steve Vai guitar? I say no. Like I said, I'll leave the details about the auction under the video. Okay, are we already at the last guitar? This went by way too fast. So it's the one that's sitting behind me that a lot of people ask about. They're like, oh, will you ever do a video on that beast back there? That thing's sweet. So let's do it. I love how the last guitar story dovetails right into this one. And you might not know why right off the bat, but if you're really keen with pickups, you really know your stuff, you probably notice that these are not stock pickups for a BC Rich. What these are the gem pickups that I actually bought for the blue guitar that I decided not to put in. So I looked around and I'm like, that would be so badass to put some gem pickups, cutting gem pickups, inside of a BC Rich beast. So that's what happened. So by the way, these pickups are the DiMarzio Evolution pickups, and they sound great in this thing. The color is actually called Flame Maple Trans Red. It says that these inlays are mother of pearl diamond inlays, but I don't know if I really believe that they're really mother of pearl, but possibly. It's an NJ series, so it's not like your top level type stuff, but it's still upper mid-range as far as these kind of guitars go. I have to admit, I bought this guitar because of a movie that I saw called Slumber Party Massacre 2. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The guy has this crazy axe. Well, it's a guitar, but it might as well be an axe because it looks very dangerous. And it's way crazier than this one. It has like a drill on the top. It's just a wild movie. It's got the locking system, and this trem system stays in pretty good tune. I really went crazy on it last night, and it only slipped out by a little bit. It's so funny because as I'm playing this thing, it's cutting into my leg right here. So you see how sharp this edge is here? It's basically stabbing me, and I'm probably bleeding out as we play here. It's also stabbing me in the chest, because I don't know if you can see this, but this point right here is something that I'm going to have to take sandpaper to. I'm going to basically roll it off a little bit because, man, when I practice with this thing or when I stand and play, it cuts right into the center of my chest when I'm sitting and right into my rib area when I'm standing. So I might have it customized so that it doesn't murder me during a set. You can imagine how massive this case is for this guitar. The guy included it with the guitar purchase, but it was all banged up. It was like being literally held together by tape. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it to my friend's mom, and she's like an upholsterer, and ask her if she'll actually make it brand new again. I think it'd be worth it just so I can transport this thing to gigs, because I really want to play this in one of my Heart Band gigs. I think it'd be really cool. It's something Nancy Wilson may have played. I don't know. Okay, let's go to the front pickup so you can hear. So first of all, back pickup. Middle. Front. As you know, that's my test for front pickups is the Paradise City lick. It just works so well. Okay, everyone, I only have 1 minute left on the cameras, but I want to thank you for watching part 3 of my guitar collection series. This is a blast. I have maybe 3 more episodes to go, and I'm thinking of doing my acoustics at the very end and some auxiliary guitars I have, like I have a sitar thing, and I've got a lot of weird guitars as well. So we'll get to that eventually, but once again, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.